Welcome to Anatomy and Physiology 1 at Alvin Community College. And as you can see, I'm your professor, Dr. Higgs, and I'm at home because we're having to work remotely. And I know for a lot of you that could be a little intimidating because honestly, normally this class is a little hard, but as long as you put in the work of studying, you'll do well in the course. And believe it or not, this class has been offered as an online class before. So don't be afraid. You're not going to miss out on anything having to take this online. I've presented this class as an instructor online as well. We're going to do all the same things we would normally do in a face-to-face class, just from our computer. How? Well, this class is really broken up into a lecture and a lab component. If we were face-to-face in lecture, you would just come in, listen to me ramble for a while, ask some questions to help flush out some answers and some issues, and then go home and do your homework. And then in lab, we'll pretty much do the same thing. I'll ramble and talk about stuff in lab, point out pictures or structures on models, and then again, you would ask questions. That's about it for face-to-face. We're going to do the same things online. Instead of just coming face-to-face to talk to lecture, well, you have lecture videos. And if you have questions, you can still ask questions. Online, there's what we call the discussion board. Kind of imagine that as our classroom. And in the discussion board, you'll be able to ask questions and everyone in our class will be able to read them. And I'll be able to respond and everyone will read the response. So it's almost like we're still in the classroom. It's just on a discussion board. And if you do have any questions you don't feel comfortable with others seeing, just email me. So where do you get all this information? Where's all our online stuff? And where do you find information? Like, where do you reach me? Well, it's all in your syllabus. The first thing you need to look at in this class is the syllabus, and it's on Blackboard. For example, one of the things in your syllabus is how do you contact me? The best way to contact me is via my email, chiggs@alvincollege.edu. If you missed it, don't worry, it's in the syllabus. And again, I am a person, I am at home, but I do have other classes. So if you email me or message me on the discussion board, please don't expect an instant response. I am a person, I have other classes, and spoiler alert, I go to sleep right at 10:05 p.m., which is right when our class is supposed to schedule to end. So please give me some time in responding to any messages or emails from you all. But I promise I will get to them all. What else is in the syllabus? Well, in the syllabus, you also have our times when we're supposed to meet. We're supposed to be a face-to-face class where we met from around 5:50 p.m. to around 10:05 p.m. But we'll just be online Monday and Wednesday doing that. And those are the times where you're going to regularly be able to engage with me. Mondays and Wednesdays from 5:50 p.m. to 10:05 p.m. I'll be on Blackboard and checking my emails outside of those times, but it's going to be sporadic because, again, I do have other classes. And again, please give me time to respond. Also in the syllabus, you'll find out about your materials, like your textbooks and lab manuals. Well, it turns out there's nothing really for you to buy. All your textbook material and lab material has already been charged to you in part of your school fees, and you have access to the textbook and lab manual information online in our Blackboard class. What else? If you go through the syllabus, you'll also see what's called the course outline. That's just our schedule, our tentative schedule. Please look at it. It goes through the entire semester for us from day one to the last day. So you know when everything's coming. It goes day by day and it breaks it down by Mondays and Wednesdays, which are the times we meet, or the days we're scheduled to meet. And it tells you exactly what we're doing on that day, what we're supposed to be doing for lecture, what we're supposed to be doing for lab, and if anything's due. So if you look at your syllabus and you look at that schedule, that course outline, you'll see the first tested or the first graded material is going to be your lab quiz number 1. But again, it's in our calendar. We have some days before we get to lab quiz number 1. So I mentioned this to let you know to look at that ahead of schedule. Attendance is a part of this class, and attendance is tracked through activities like looking at these lecture and lab videos. And you'll also see when your exams are coming. And so with that, I'm going to need to know if any of the exam dates are going to be a conflict for you. I need to know as soon as possible. So make sure you're checking out this syllabus ASAP. I can't really help you with an exam scheduling wise if you're asking the day of, the day before, the day after. I need time to see if I could help rearrange the schedule. So make sure you check out that schedule or our class schedule in your syllabus. And then what else? Well, how are you graded in this class? It's all in your syllabus again. In this class, yes, you do have a lecture and a lab, but you only have one grade. So everything I'm about to mention is going to factor into this one anatomy and physiology grade. First up is the lecture component. The lecture component is really your 4 lecture exams. The average of your 4 lecture exams is going to represent 60% of your grade. I do not drop any lecture exams. Then there's the lab component. The lab consists of 2 lab exams and 10 lab quizzes. I drop your lowest lab quiz. So when we factor your lab portion of your grade, it's going to be the average of your 2 lab exams and the average of your 9 out of your 10 best quizzes. And so that's going to represent 30% of your grade. And then the last 10% of your grade is going to be your 10 homework assignments. That's it. 4 lecture exams, making up 60% of your grade. 10 homeworks, representing 10% of your grade. And then the average of your 2 lab exams and your 9 of your 10 best quiz averages, that will represent 30% of your grade. And when it comes to grading, standard grading numbers apply. 90 to 100 is an A, 80 to 89 is a B, etc. And again, the only grade that gets dropped is your lowest lab quiz grade. That's it. I do offer extra credit, and you'll find that information on Blackboard. What else? Going through the rest of your syllabus, just cleaning up some other details about this class. I mentioned earlier, attendance is required, and I'll be able to track your activity. That's how I'm going to track your attendance, is really how active are you online. And by active, it could be things like watching your required videos, lecture and lab videos, doing your homework, doing your quizzes, and taking your exams. Those are the things I'm going to be checking for quote-unquote attendance references. And again, as we go through the semester, I know a lot of you take this class because you're trying to get into a particular program like nursing school or occupational therapy, etc. And I know a lot of these programs require a certain grade level. So you might notice as you're going through this class, you might not be hitting the grade that you want to hit. Well, you have the option to withdraw. Just a side note, when it comes to withdrawing from a class or dropping a class, I cannot do that. All I could do is report whether or not you're attending. It's up to the registrar and things like census days to drop you. But other than that, it's up to you to withdraw yourself from the class. And then just some last minute materials you're going to need. Again, your textbook and lab manual are already available for you online. So for you to access them, you're going to need internet access. Hopefully, if you're able to watch this video, you have internet access. Not only will you need internet access, you're going to need access to a reliable computer. For taking things like your exams, your phone is not going to be good enough. And in fact, when it comes to taking exams, we're going to probably use what's called Lockdown Browser, which is a program that allows me to monitor the situation or monitor the environment during an exam. And in order for you to use Lockdown Browser, you're going to have to download the Lockdown Browser and Monitor software. This is available for free through ACC, and the link for download is in your syllabus. So make sure, again, you have a reliable internet access, a reliable computer, and you're going to need a webcam. For Lockdown Browser, I literally watch you take the exam. And in order for me to watch you take the exam, you need a webcam. So make sure you have, again, the internet access, a reliable computer, a webcam, and you've downloaded that Lockdown Browser software. then if you go through the syllabus, you'll see other services available. There are lots of resources here to help you to succeed. Don't be intimidated. Don't be afraid. If you're nervous about anything, just ask for help. For example, if you have a disability of any kind, please talk to someone in our disability services offices. Unfortunately, you can't just come straight to me because I cannot provide accommodations without permission. So if you believe you have a disability of any kind that may impact your ability to succeed in this class, please talk to someone in our disability services offices. The number is in the syllabus. And again, there are other services available. For example, if you're feeling stressed out, you need someone to talk to, there are counselors available for mental health situations, suicide prevention hotlines as well. All the numbers are in your syllabus. So again, you are not in this alone. You're in a classroom full of other people. I'm your instructor. Please, please, please don't be afraid to ask for help. And number one thing you're going to have to do in this class is study. Okay? As long as you study, you will do well. Study and do your assignments, take your exams, you will finish this class with a really good grade. And I usually don't beg, but I'm going to do it now. Please study. I don't beg until around the first lab exam is when I start to beg. But I'm going to start doing it now. Please study. Please, please, please study. If you study, you will do well. Okay? Study and don't be afraid to ask questions and you'll do well. All right. So don't feel intimidated. You could do this class. I'm Dr. Higgs. I'm your professor. You could do it.